All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. We are here to hold the love and to radiate the love. And that's what we've chosen to do and place our energy, focus, and intention on as a community. Last Sunday, we did a July energetic update, and Raphael addressed many things. But one of the things that Raphael talked about at length was that we had stepped into a new timeline, into the Ascension timeline. And that all sounds great and wonderful. And at the same time, we may be like, oh, okay, so we stepped into this higher timeline, and yet chaos and drama and heavy energy is swirling all around us. And why is that? And why are we feeling that way? Well, my understanding is that we're feeling that way is because we have literally birthed a whole new way of being, and we have to shed anything that cannot pass through the doorways into those higher frequencies. And so, whether it's personal or collective, we're going to see a lot of turmoil and energies rising, and feelings and sensations and emotions in our body, in our emotionally, physically, all kinds of stuff coming up. And so, what I want to share with you today is that during the New Earth Light Code, after the solar eclipse, which happened on the 8th of April, something really special was born. And I know all of you in my community are already aware of it. For those perhaps listening at a later date, it's called the Mother Source Creation Grid, and it is made of infinite symbols of love that are woven around the planet. And I want to tune into Raphael today and ask more about it. But the idea is what they're showing us is this beautiful organic grid that is made from a frequency of love that we don't always necessarily have the opportunity in this lifetime to touch. It's a love that has no bounds, that is infinite, that is unconditional. Often the love that we think about in our human relationships has conditions. It can get bogged down in lots of things, but this is a very, very pure love. And even that love over time, because of the constructs we're living in, can start to merge into other frequencies. And so what we're being asked to do, and not always easy, but the reason we're here is to choose to keep finding that frequency and finding the signature that we are holding in relationship to that love, and holding it for ourselves and for the collective to the absolute best of our capacity, knowing that simultaneously, as we're giving, always we are receiving, and noticing where maybe the light needs to come into our being, our body, and in the collective, that we're willing to receive it and open up space for it to come in. And that is where these gorgeous symbols are created. The symbols have been created out of the Master Ascension Light Code Oracle deck that Debashri created, who's an incredible artist. And then she has taken each one of the codes and the symbols are so important and activating, and reworked them to fit into the infinite symbol, to be merged into the infinity creation grid. So I'm going to show you what this looks like so that all of you can go and get your own and print it out, and you can hang it up. It's free in your house. You can put it as a screensaver on your phone, whatever you want to do with it. And it's embedded within the Mother Source creation grid, and it allows you to, it reminds you of what energy collectively you're holding and personally and what you're receiving, and to tap into that frequency and to keep tuning in and keep looking at it. So I want to show it to you today. We'll probably review this over time more and more, but I want to tap into it because right now we could use it. We could really use some love. All right. So let me share my screen. It's going to be a little bit small, the video, because of the nature of how it is constructed, but you should be able to see it. So does everyone right now see a black screen? Could somebody whose camera's on, hold on, give me a thumbs up. Super, thanks. Okay, so this is how you're going to be able to create your own one. And we wanted to create something in the grid for you to see it on a dimensional level, because it was created and inspired through our trip in Ireland, and a portal that was opened at Karakeel, where we opened a key. There was white light moving all around my body. I was moving my body in the formation energetically of the infinity symbol. Debashri passed through the portal of the dome. My daughter had opened the key. We connected to the symbol of this infinity. It's a very long story. Lots of magical things happened. And then we came home, and as we moved through the beautiful eclipse on the 8th, Grandmother Spider came and started to weave with these symbols that were birthed during this time in Ireland around the globe. So this is what it looks like. And I want you to just tune in and like put your hand on your heart and open your heart and notice, do you feel in your being as if you are a participant in this grid? Does it feel like something you want to participate in? Do you feel attuned to it? And if you do, then go and get your symbol and print it out or hang it up or put it somewhere, and just keep tapping into the activation that comes from it and the frequencies that are being emanated from it. All right, here we go. Hmm. Okay, it's not playing.
I am the Mother Source Creation Grid. I come from nothingness, from the emptiness, the in-between, and I expand that frequency to create an infinite web of love that I am weaving around the magnificent and beautiful planet that you call Mother Earth. She is ascending into a higher frequency, as are you. You were born in this now moment to open your heart, for you're here on the planet at this unique time to participate in the ascension process. I have sent you the Master Ascension Light Codes, and I ask you and 144,000 others to hold these codes in your heart, to send them into the planet and to one another, and to also receive whatever is needed within your being to open up the space to give birth to the new earth. You are one.
I think that really helps to see what we're doing with the infinity frequency and how it is radiating the light onto the planet. This is what the grid looks like. It's just spectacular. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Look how incredible it is and lit it up it is. So once that, then you choose and connect to the frequencies that you're wanting to hold. The top one of the infinity is the one that you're holding. The bottom one is the one that you're receiving. They're in these droplets of the infinity sign that are also carrying the frequencies of sacred water. And I'd love to do a whole Sunday call and really going into depth and explanation of all this. But in the meantime, I just wanted to get this to you, so that as we're going through the shifts, you have yours and you can tap into it. So what you would do then is you would click here, and you have to throw in your emails so that you can get the PDF. 1 minute. Thanks for your patience with me. All right. And then you click here on the top part. This is the energy that you are energetically going to hold. So for me, on a personal level, as Kelly, I hold the angel Raphael's frequency, the healing frequency, which is the vibration of miracles. Coincidentally, I simultaneously really am asking to receive miracles in my life, to receive healing in my body. And so I'm kind of holding that in equal measures in the polarities. Most people are going to find that they're going to hold something and that's their own, and they're also going to receive something. So you're going to click here. And so for my example, I would have Raphael that would, and it would fill in here. And I would also have Raphael here, which is Raphael comes as a spiral of white light descending onto the planet. And so the energies are coming from as above and so below. And each time you make an infinity symbol, it will start to generate a different vibration and a different frequency that gets embedded in the mother source creation grid. And this would be mine. This is the one that I would be radiating out to the planet as my signature and also asking to be received. And then you just click on PDF and you'll receive your own. So let's say somebody else, let's give an example. Let's say they're really connected to the star beings and they know they come from the distant stars and they're holding a very galactic frequency for the planet. Maybe they're connected to the Syrian elders, things that are very attuned to the light code of the starseed origin code. So let's say they hold that. And at the same time, maybe they need to be more grounded and connected to the earth because they're so star-like. So they might be receiving, we'll give an example, white-tail hawk's energy. And so energetically, they are holding these 2 points and it's being then connected into the mother source creation grid and it's spun into the torque field at the 0 point. And those frequencies start to move through your energetic body into your light body. And they begin to move into your DNA and then they get sent out into the planet and they're energetically vibrating around the planet. So everybody then can go in and easily do this. It's really beautiful and tap in and you can notice, okay, and it might change over time. You might feel like, oh, I'm really holding personal power right now. I really feel like I'm in my power and I can hold that for the planet, but I really need more, whatever it might be. Like maybe I need to, or want to open up to light language, and you may choose light language at the bottom, or you might feel like you really are holding the frequency of some type of ancient wisdom, or let's say you do healing work on the planet with plant medicine. You're holding plant medicine, but you're not really loving yourself enough and you need self-love. So go in and tune into which one it is. And as they all start to multiply, they energetically begin to light up and interact and weave between all of you, so that we are weaving this beautiful web of light and love, holding these frequencies in this new way energetically for ourselves and the planet. And that's why as we go through all these different light codes that I've been teaching for a couple of years, as each time you do a light code, you're turning on light in your body. You're activating your light body. You're attuning to the transmissions and the frequencies of the beings. And sometimes people say to me, what is it that I do? And a lot of people can say, oh, I channel Metatron or Chiron, because I'm a channel, right? But for whatever reason, my mission is that I channel all these beings, like Kali comes through, Raphael, Mary Magdalene, Isis, Thoth, the Syrian elders, right? So many different beings, because Raphael is asking energetically to hold the frequencies of the archetypes of all of these vibrations that are wanting to come in this new way in relationship to the love, so that there is an unveiling, a remembering of so much of that we have lost over time as we've moved away from our divine self and center. So as we go through these turbulent times and this chaos, whether it's personal or collective, and we can ask Raphael about that today. I'm going to channel in a couple minutes. Just keep opening the heart, rising above, and tapping in and asking, what is my divine signature? What is my blueprint? See if you can tune into that spaciousness before you were born, right? That emptiness in the remembering, why did I come? What am I holding? You could simply be here to hold grace, to hold gratitude, to hold solitude, to hold spaciousness, harmonization, right? And when you start looking at all the different codes, something will resonate in your being. You're like, yeah, that's the frequency. And it's not necessarily to really delve deep into the code and the transmissions that you're like, oh, wow. If you go back to old transmissions, you guys, let's say the Merlin transmission that's about magic. Maybe you're here to bring magic and lightness, humor to the planet. you'll notice that, yeah, you might have listened to it, but it's like a really good book, and you go back and you're like, oh, I forgot that and that and that, or I didn't pick up on that because I was vibrationally not ready for it. It's embedded with all of these codes and frequencies that when we're ready to absorb them and attune to them, they really move into and through our body, activating our light body. So in order to pass through and to fully be anchored into the ascension timeline, we have to be holding a certain quotation of light. And as we do that, we hold it, of course, for ourselves and the collective. So this is just a beautiful way to attune to that in our community and those who seem to be tapping into this. Okay, so I hope that that was really clear and everybody feels that they get it and they can get their code if they want to, and they can look at it and tune to it and feel it and be with it and etc. All right. Does anybody have anything about that or questions? Merlin shifted my day-to-day experience. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm up in Maine. Yeah, it's really sweet here. It's not as hot as the rest of the East Coast. But yeah, I mean, every code has its own, like the Ascension timeline really shifted my frequency. There was one there, I mean, the self-love one with Mary was just mind-blowing for me. Something I really need more of is tuning in and loving myself. Merlin was so much fun and magical, right? Learning to create and manifest, working with alchemy. I mean, every code has something. The new Earth code blew our mind. Mother Source Grid. Oh my God, that was incredible, right? With Goddess Danyu. So just tune in and see what feels right. Should we make one? Yeah, make one for now and really work with that one energetically. And then if you feel something shifts, you can go in and you can make another. You can make as many as you would like. Yeah, we do actually have a quiz. It's on the website to know which code you resonate with the most, or which one you need the most. So you can find that. We already did create that, but thanks for the idea. The forgiveness code, yeah, that's super impactful. And Casey's really involved in that one. He does an incredible job there. You go through lots of worksheets, lots of processes. If you haven't really moved through forgiveness, it's very difficult to energetically hold higher vibrational energies that are coming in. I mean, forgiveness, right? Raphael has said the three keys to ascension are love, forgiveness, and gratitude. There's a gratitude code too. So I would start with those three. They're incredible. Okay. So enough of that. I'm going to channel. I know the lighting's a little weird, so but I'm right here and I love you. So here I go. I'm going to tone. Diana's going to be here for questions and we'll see what comes through. I'm hoping those chimes aren't going to interfere with the sound. So, oh, lucky Shizuko. Wata, wata, wata. Ah. Ow, 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 hello. Hello. Hello, hello. Ow. Oh, look at you. So hold on, guys. I don't think that Diana can unmute herself. One moment. Everyone make sure you remain muted. Diana, can you hear me?
Hello, yes.
Oh, look at she's a good child. Oh, really good job. Ow, 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 hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello,
Hello.
hello. Well, we are always very delighted, of course, to be here with all of you, and we can feel the heaviness of the energy that you are all experiencing. And we are deeply wanting to inform you and remind you that it is temporary. And it is that although we do not abide by time in the same format or way in which you do, for there is no time where it is that we are in your calendar of linear time, you are deeply embedded in an energy and a frequency in alignment with the celestial realms, at the stars, and many other influences that are occurring at this time that is extraordinarily intense. And this intensity will remain for a few weeks as you move into an opening around the 28th of July, where the Lion Gate portal will open and the galactic energies will be streaming in, and beings that have never been able before to pass through the gateway will come in during this 888 frequency from very distant stars in which are not named or even understood from your perspective, with many gifts. But in the upcoming weeks prior to this portal opening, these vibrations will remain chaotic and intense, and there is a lot of drama associated with this. These vibrations will carry themselves close to the end of the year, and then an enormous shift will take place. And this vibration that we have been speaking of the Ascension timeline, will start to form a way in which you can navigate and attune to it with much more ease. And so in the meantime, this is an opportunity to rise above, to look at and perceive in new ways, to question everything, to move into discernment, to attune to vibration and frequency, and to adjust your electromagnetic field, your physical body, the physiology in your body, everything to be able to attune to the new energies, because anything that is unable to pass through will be left behind. And we have spoken about this before. And so we want to assure you that there's so much beauty and love is here. And it does not mean that during these more turbulent times in the coming weeks and months that you need to participate in that you need to align to it, for you do not. You can be a loving and curious witness to it, and with that, you can simultaneously hold the love that we have been speaking of within your heart center to remain in a certain place, to support the quickening of these shifts and changes. And so, hello.
Hello, Raphael. Thank you so much for this transmission. And we have a few questions, if that's okay.
Yes.
What is the Mother Source creation grid?
It is the energy that cannot be named. It is the nameless. It is the emptiness, and it is the void. It is creation itself. And it is Mary Magdalene's vibration that is here, wanting perhaps to share for a moment a better understanding of this, if the physical vessel of Kelly is able to hold her vibration.
Thank you. And what is the significance of the Lionsgate portal opening at the end of July?
Oh, one moment. Mary Magdalene wants all of you to take a nice deep breath, breathing all the way in, taking a moment to allow your eyes to become heavier and heavier, and beginning to sense her frequency. As you know, she has been in relationship or attuned to the vibration known as Yeshua, in alignment also with the Christ consciousness grid. The Christ consciousness grid holding 144 points of light. These lights are multiple frequencies of 12, and they are extraordinarily important and powerful. And yet within the 12, they have a limitation. For it is the frequency of Yeshua's vibration was an energy in which 12 was around him, known as the 12 apostles. This particular signature is something in sequence that appears often in many different places throughout history. And yet it is the vibration of the 13 that is needed for the momentum necessary for this change. Mary Magdalene, in this situation of the Mother Source creation grid, is holding the vibration of the 13 of the deep feminine energy in relationship to the grid itself, which is holding the 144. But it is the merging of these two grids, of the Mother Source creation grid with the Christ consciousness grid, that is opening up space within the 0 point to give birth to what you perceive as this new world. And so the Mother Source creation grid is the counterpart and the relationship to the Christ consciousness frequency and other embedded grids around the planet that have been there for a long time, needing this vibration that was only able to pass through and be birthed now. This energy is something that cannot be named or understood. And yet, most of the energies that you are experiencing are going to feel more and more this way as time is unfolding. And the constructs of what is known to be in every place within your human experience, in your thinking and your structures and your forms of all sort, begin to dissolve and disappear. This creates what you feel right now, a wobbling of sort, an uneasiness beneath your feet, a wondering where to stabilize and to ground this energy, because that in which you know to be stable, or even the alignment of the poles themselves, are changing. And so how do you find your true north? How do you move into resonance with a stabilized frequency? It is through the Mother Source creation grid, through the moving into and passing through the 0 point itself into the emptiness, the spaciousness, the place in between, the place in which you see that resonates as the air or the space between notes or words. It is this vibration that is the energy that Mary Magdalene carries through and is here emanating at this time. And yet no word or language can be aligned to it, but it can be felt. It can be felt in your heart, and it moves through your body. It moves like snakes rising up your spine and bursting out your crown. It moves when you're not asking or expecting it to arise or to come. It has its life of its own, and it is attuning to all of you. It is rising around the planet, and it is slithering and moving into places that are unknown around the globe geographically, and also within your own bodies, opening up spaces that have been closed, like doors shut tight, that are now starting to creep open and allow more light to come in. As this light comes in through you and the planet, you collectively with the planet ascend into a new octave. And this octave is operating from an entire new structure system, one in which actually has no structure and is extraordinarily fluid and organic. And so we, from where our vibrations are, have to come and descend so deeply and far in order to connect to where you are, to merge our vibrations and to stir and to open things within the heart center. And yet, as you ascend and attune to the Mother Source creation grid, we are more what you would call a meeting point, a place that is easier for us to access you and you to access us. And so your question about the Lion Gate is that it is one of many portals that continue repetitively to open, and yet every time it opens another one, a gateway, it expands wider, like the cervix opening during the time of birth itself. It is widening. And this particular energy that is attuned to the infinity symbol, or the 8-8 that is tripled in the sequence of numbers that you are speaking of, opens up and allows you to pass through, but simultaneously allowing energies that are coming from very distant star systems that have been not able to penetrate or access your energetic field due to the vibration of your planet, in which you would not be able to merge or match with their vibration, for it would blow out your circuits to enter, because they can enter now through the Mother Source creation grid. They could not enter before through the Christ consciousness grids and other grids formed on your planet. Many of the grids around your planet are shifting and changing, and some are broken. There are some that are put in place with energies that expand and continue to hold construct and polarity, and those are starting to disassemble, meaning they are dissolving. As they are dissolving, it means that you're going through a transition, and this is the transition that you are in right now. You are transitioning out of a certain matrix and a new one that is born from a word that would not even use matrix. The grid system of the Mother Creation source vibration is coming online. But as you transition from that, many are embedded energetically within the old one, and the old one serves ego, and it is very interested in maintaining certain power structures. And so because of that, as it begins to destabilize itself, and it is so familiar, fear will rise to the surface. It will bubble up. And when that happens, you may feel unsteady or wondering what's going place and concerned about your sense of security. You may move into a vibration of scarcity, for the vibration of scarcity has been born in order for power structures to maintain control. And so this feeling of scarcity, feeling of fear, drama, and chaos will keep rising, so that you will place your attention away from the Mother Source creation grid and attach it to the old system, which would keep it in place. And so that is why it is essential that you move your attention toward the Mother Source creation grid, toward the infinite wisdom of love, to the light frequencies that are coming in. But we want you to know you don't have to do this alone. And that is where these portals, such as the equinoxes, the solstices, the lion gates, are energy and portal ways in which we have more access to reaching you, and gateways to slip in through certain spaces to bring more light. During the lion gate frequencies, we will be attuning to the lion vibration itself, but also the white horse vibration, attuning to sound, light, and color, and beings from star systems beyond words you know will be coming in droves. You will be receiving lots of information in dream time, sleep time, symbols, and energies, and many gifts will be coming online and turning up. And so it is your frequencies, the ones that continue to move through these gateways, open your hearts, and continue to choose love over fear and aligning with the timeline that has already been born, that is already present for you, will be the ones that are giving the formation and the stability to the mother source creation grid as it overrides and the others begins to dissipate. Her energy is so magnificent, so powerful, and so beautiful that the old construct is not even anywhere a match for her vibration. And yet it will do its best to have a tantrum, to kick its legs, to fall down, and to create lots of chaos and upset. But you are to look at it like you would a child having a tantrum or having a fit or crying, and you would love the child through that. You would have compassion through it and understanding, but you would have a broader perspective of what is taking place, and you would witness it, and you may attend to it and love it and cuddle it with a loving heart, but you would not engage in it seriously. You would not think of it as something to get to be worried or concerned about. You would not match its frequency. You would hold the vibration of the mother, the father, the parent, the loving, curious energy that holds something wider and more expansive than that vibration. And so that is what is occurring and happening. And we are just inviting you to keep remembering that. And so when images come across and energies come in and things begin to shift and change, you're to open your heart to find compassion for all beings, all things involved around all of it. Hold a higher timeline, attune to the Mother Source creation grid, open your heart, access the love, stabilize yourself, bring humor back into balance, and notice, is your security, scarcity, a sense of lack, a sense of worry, depletion rising up? And if it is, where can you allow that energy to be met with your love and to merge back into source, opening up the space for these new frequencies?
Mm. Thank you so much. You answered other questions I had already on the page. So thank you for that. How do you recommend that we work with this beautiful symbol from the Mother Source grid that we are holding and receiving?
Wow. Well, we invite you to breathe it in energetically, to look at it and to see the codes and the symbols embedded, for there are many layers behind it. It may appear surface level, but behind it are many sequences and energies that are received energetically within your being by attuning to it. And you can move with it. It was born through this movement and energy of love. And we ask you to feel and sense the serpent moving around it. So right now, it has a line around it. And if you can feel the sensation of the serpent following the line of the infinity symbol, and moving through it, it begins to activate it with the love frequency that is needed at this time. And as that begins to do so, it starts to weave into all the other symbols and it begins to move. And that movement and that love that is in resonance with that energy is one that will transform and shift the way in which you perceive and see and experience the world. And it will anchor you and align you with the frequency of love, tuning you to a place in which you will be flying or hovering and witnessing and able to continue to find your equilibrium, to find a sense of stabilization and centeredness through its vibration as these energies move, because there is a wave of energy that is like the serpent that is moving around the planet. And as it is moving, it might shake the planet or it may change things in many different ways. But rather than resisting it or pushing against it, like a building, let's say in an earthquake, if it is able to sway with it, then it does not collapse. And so you're to just move with the energy. And so if the energy is already moving within you, as the surges of energy rise on the planet, and you are already moving with the light codes and their frequencies, you will find that you will just sway and move through what is happening. Does that mean you may not feel the trembling or the chaos beneath you? Yes, but will you collapse from it? Will you deconstruct from it? No, you will move with it. And so the Mother Source creation grid in its organic formation is one to support you in being able to move with the energies and to allow them to move with you, because you are perceiving them at times as deconstructive or chaotic or difficult or whatever word you may want to use with it. But they have a purpose too. It is part of the design. It was not meant to necessarily transition instantly, because in the deconstruction of these energies and the fast movement of it, they are also breaking down inside of you whatever it is that you cannot or do not want to carry with you into these higher vibrations. And so it is all working simultaneously in divine order at this time for your highest good.
Thank you, Raphael. A lot of people are transitioning or passing away during these times. How can we help them do this easily?
Well, not all of you have signed up for this chaos. And many of you hold a magnificent light, this light able to emanate from beyond what you would call the veil, to support the shifts and changes, and will be coming in these portals and gateways that we have been speaking of, to be of great assistance during this time. But it is that their process of transitioning and letting go simply requires you attuning to them in that support, to give permission, of course, to make these transitions. But ultimately, it is always dependent upon the soul and its essence at this time. But it gives you some comfort, perhaps, as many numbers of beings you may notice are transitioning now, that they have chosen to assist from these other worlds and realms, such as where I assist from, although have never been in a physical form or body, that this is part of that plan. And know that the light that is almost becomes vacant in a way or left as they transition opens up space for this grid system to be filled with these star children that are arriving in great numbers at this time, in which we have spoken of recently, that are coming in, and we had talked to you about how they are arriving. And so there is an exchange of energy, and then these energies are returning to the source vibration, born again as star beings and accessible to be playing a very powerful and beautiful supportive role in this transition. And so it is this web and weaving of energies together, and it is magnificent. And so holding that remembering and perspective during the times of these changes is supportive. As you can tell, my vibration and energy level is lower today than it normally is. And as I move through the vessel, I notice that. And that is because the vibration right now on the planet is one that is very heavy. And many of you may be feeling this. And so, what we want to do right now is to simply wrap you all, including the vessel in which we are moving through, in a blanket of light so that you may absorb these frequencies and move them into your body and your cells so that in the next 12 to 14 days or more before the 28th and this opening into the Lion Gate energy, that you are able to cocoon your energies. We want to encourage all of you to rest, to drink water, to be quiet, to be still, to not engage in the chaos, to hold these vibrations, and to step into a place where you allow us from the angelic realm to embrace you and cocoon you and to hold you. So take a nice deep breath, breathing in and letting go. And allow yourself to just be, feeling the sensation of floating as if you are just floating in a bubble of light. Just allowing yourself to fully let go. With that, feeling and sensing Mary Magdalene's vibration coming in, as she is coming in to wrap a pink blanket that has been soaked in a specific quality of energy, a water that is filled with gold and different scents, the smell and the sense of mirth, the vibration of gold, oils and tender frequencies inside these waters. She has dipped this cloth here, and it is also embedded with droplets of her blood, attuned to a bloodline of star beings that hold the frequency of love beyond your knowing. Inside these cloths, they are all immersed in these sacred waters. And she begins to pull out the cloth, rinsing it, and beginning to squeeze it as the waters drop. And she starts to wrap you in it, beginning at your feet. She takes the cloth and begins to weave it in between your toes. Just allow yourself to feel the sensation of this pink cloth and the vibration that it holds, that carries her love, being absorbed into your feet as she begins to wrap both feet in the cloth. See if you can sense the light, the love, the healing, the frequency moving into your feet. It is moving into parts inside your body, in your feet that have never been touched, meaning that you are absorbing this light in a way that when you walk on the earth, the droplets of these frequencies will connect with the Great Mother, and it will begin to light a path of love on the planet. The cloth continues to rise up to your ankles, where the vibration is being absorbed and energy is coming in to stabilize you, feeling a sense of security and stabilization and connection. Allow the light to move in as she continues to wrap these cloths up your legs, both legs separately, allowing yourself to feel both legs at the same time, inside and outside, knowing that a radiant light from these cloths filled with alchemical frequencies, symbols, love, and energies not known to your current environment are moving into your body. You are absorbing these frequencies, allowing you to adjust to the Mother Source creation grid and this frequency of love. Feeling this, she moves now to your sacrum and to the perineum, wrapping your pelvic floor area. As this happens, you may start to feel a tingling, as this is an area often needed to receive healing. These qualities and frequencies are penetrating into your very lower back, below the tailbone, into your perineum, into your genitals, of whatever formation they are in. And it is wrapped around your hips. Just allow this loving energy to be present and to accept this healing that is moving into this area that you are absorbing now. Open up this space in a willingness to absorb it. It may feel of a feeling to open your legs. Allow yourself to do this, to just let go completely so that these energies can move in. You may feel the pulsation of her hand at your lower back, supporting you as this wrapping is taking place and beginning to wrap your hips and abdomen. This light is moving into these spaces inside your intestines and digestive tract, recalibrating the microbiome and allowing this light to come in, balancing whatever is needed to be balanced. And simultaneously, there is an absorption quality taking place within this cloth in which it can absorb any energies that are discordant or toxic. It remains on the surface, but is removed from your system, whether that had been in your feet, legs, perineum, lower back, or abdomen. She is now wrapping and moving up your body near the place where the umbilical cord was cut at birth, placing her hand there as her finger is moving into your belly button. She is adjusting this cord of light, creating a cord of light that is repairing itself and connecting to your star family. This cord is moving through space, through the Orion belt, and connecting with your star family, sending a signal home to the place in which you were before choosing to descend into form here. Connecting this space so that as the lion gate opens, your signal and connection to these beings will be known, making an easier pathway for communication and receptivity of energies that will be coming online, moving through your dantian or solar plexus, opening up power centers and turning on gifts in your body. Just allow yourself to receive this, and you might feel a pushing on your belly button as she is sewing and repairing what is needed for this connection to take place. There are beings on the other end that are passing air, in a sense, and liquid, sacred waters, and liquid light through this tube that are now coming through and entering in like a burst of light into your abdomen. She now begins to wrap the abdomen and begin to seal in this love, these energies, so that you feel balanced, safe, connected, and attuned to your own power center. As this is happening, just rest and let go. This is taking place on a deep energetic level. This cloth is rising in this color pink stained from the blood of love that merges these frequencies and the alchemical qualities of gold, the sense of many different oils that are merged here, moving through in plasmic liquid light, unknown to your full understanding, embedded also with certain sound frequencies and, of course, fractal patterns and geometries. As it is rising now, feel the energies moving into your rib cage and wrapping this energy here as this liquid light is moving into the body and all of these essential organs. It is rising now up toward your breast and into the middle of your breastbone. Here, too, she places her hand there, in between the breasts, upon the heart. You might feel a pressure here. Just allow yourself to receive this as she is opening a doorway. This doorway is opening a space for a floodgate of love to come in. This floodgate is open in the front and the back of your heart, and waters are flowing through and in, sacred waters, unknown and felt before, as they start to move and merge with the blood pumping in your heart and the light coming in. This begins to pump through your whole body, and you might feel a shivering sensation or a shaking. She may begin to move her hand up and down or push on it. You might feel a pressure in this opening, and again asking you to surrender to this in the allowing of it as she is opening your heart. This opening allows a release to take place of grief and sorrow, heartache, or pain that may have been accumulated or plaque around the heart that needs clearing energetically or physically. As this is taking place, she is simply scooping it in a way out and moving it with her hands as it is dispersed, and light is coming in, pouring into your heart. With this, you may feel the serpent energy rising at the base of your spine, or you may feel like your body wants to move in a wave. If that is so, surrender and simply let go, as this energy too begins to be wrapped with the pink cloth and the light surrounding you, opening up the heart as these energies move into the lungs, filling the branches of the bronchial tubes, inviting you to breathe deeply in and then let go, noticing your breath, and yet simultaneously allowing the breath to breathe you, to notice where it is moving in relationship to the receptivity of this light, wrapping the lungs and moving up into the throat center. You may notice her hand at your throat center piercing all the way through the front of your neck into the back, creating an opening like a hole here. She is blowing through this hole, and as this occurs, it opens up space for celestial song to pass through. You may hear something, a vibration or a sound. A song may arise. Tears may drop from your eyes. An opening may happen. A frequency is taking place. Allow this area too now to be wrapped, and know that the signature of your divine song, the vibration that moves and passes through you, your unique tone is open and activated in the receiving of this healing. Rising up now at the back of your neck, the back of your head, she begins to wrap everything, simultaneously keeping an opening for your mouth and nose, for a sensation of breath is comfortable for you, and an ability to open or close your eyes. She would like to wrap your eyes fully so that they are deeply closed and you can move into the darkness. As this is happening, feel the sensation of this liquid healing energy being absorbed into your sinus cavities, into your ears, your mouth, your brain, absorbing even more into the pineal gland as it stirs and opens it wider. Placing her finger on your third eye, tapping and moving it, she is able to penetrate through all the way inside the left and right hemisphere, touching just so gently your pineal gland, stimulating it and opening the top cap of the point of the gland so that the liquid energy can fully enter in, wrapping now your crown. She begins to feel very large to you, so expansive, or perhaps you feel smaller, like a baby wrapped in this soft pink light of golden love. You are cocooned now in this frequency, and yet still connected to all energy systems that are supporting your healing and attuning you to higher vibrations, and connected and prepared for those that are passing through from the stars. Held here in this energy and by her now, just let go. You are loved. So loved, seen, heard, understood, allowing yourself to feel safe and loved and cared for and held in this frequency. Remain cocooned now here. This cocoon of light will travel with you in the next week or two up until the lion gate, keeping you away from the fray of energy swirling around, centered, at ease, at peace, widening your eyes and ears from the perspective in which you see things through the lens of love, so that you hear things through the lens of love, so that you feel things through the lens of love, allowing her and these vibrations to cradle you in the coming hours, days, and weeks, preparing you for something magnificent. And with that, know there is nothing you need to do, but simply to be and to trust. Many blessings and good day. All right, with that, I'm simply going to hang up and allow you to remain cocooned in that beautiful frequency.